Monique Trammell, founder of the American Women's Cycling Network, and today I'm here with Christine Kalafus. Christine is one of the founders of Krew, a ladies cycling club in the quiet corner of Connecticut. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you.
Why did you decide to start a women's cycling club?
Well, it was really an accident. It was an organic thing that happened. A group of us, after the presidential election 2 years ago, marched on Washington. And after we got back to Connecticut, we had a conversation. We were part of something, and several people are still part of Quiet Corner Shouts, which is it's not affiliated with any particular party, but it's just a group of women getting together to make their voices known politically, and an activism group. And I was part of that. I'm still part of it. And we were talking, and several of us who had marched together and had and been coming to Pomfret to meet together to talk about politics, we were also cyclists, and we really weren't riding together. Several of us are more mountain bike riders. Some of us are road riders, and a very wide difference in ability and time frame of when they can ride. So we just didn't seem to cross paths in that area, which was kind of silly to all of us since it was something we all had in common. So after one of the meetings last June, so June of 2017, Maureen Nicholson, who was elected last year, is our first selectman here in Pomfret, said, you know, why aren't we riding together? Because we're spending so much time talking about politics, and it's kind of fraught. I mean, not within our group of people, but we wanted to have fun. We wanted to also have fun and do things that would expand our reach with other ladies and not in a political arena. So I said, okay, yeah, we should be riding. And just as a side note, I had ridden a lot of miles the year before. I rode 3,500 miles or something like that, and I was beat. I had told them, I don't really think I'm going to ride for a while. And they all were like, no, come on, we have to ride. And I was like, okay. And it was really because of them that I started riding again. I took a 6-month break. So this is June of last year, and I said, yeah, let's go out. So there's just 5 of us. It was Kim Shepard, Betsy Krakow, me, Chris Cadiz, and Maureen Nicholson. And we just went on a little ride. We went from Roseland Park in Woodstock, did a little loop, took a picture of ourselves by the llamas, and that was it. We got back to Victoria Station for a snack and coffee. And I think it was Chris Cadiz who said, you know, we really should let other ladies know that we're doing this. Like, what do you think? Should we invite people? And everyone, it was unanimous, yes, like, absolutely. So she created a Facebook page within a week or two, and right away we had people interested. We were collecting women from Rhode Island and Massachusetts and our native quiet corner here in Connecticut. It was really surprising and exciting to have such a draw.
That's awesome. And what steps did you take to actually start a formal cycling club?
Well, besides Facebook, and we had, so there was the Facebook page, but we also have some connections with local media. One of our members, her daughter writes for the Woodstock Villager, so the local newspaper. So she came and interviewed some of us at Victoria Station after a ride. She used one of the pictures. I think it was one of the pictures I had of 20 of us at our first official ride. Mm-hmm. And it's been consistently like that. Word of mouth, one woman telling another woman, and there's 100 members now on the Facebook page.
Wow.
But as far as the club, we don't collect dues. It's not anything, there's no hoops to really jump through. You have to show up, have a bike, have something to drink on your bike, and have a helmet. And that's pretty much it. It's very low, a low expectation of things people have to do to actually come on a ride.
And what do you guys usually wear when you ride?
Well, we were just wearing a variety of our kits. Like, some of us are members of Quinebaug Valley Velo Club, so a lot of us are wearing those kits. We have Worcester Women Cycling. We have some of those women coming, and they wear those kits. And then it was around October, so it wasn't very long. And Betsy, one of our members, was like, "We need a kit. We need a Kitty Crew kit, and it needs to have like a cat and a big cup of coffee on the back." And she set that all up. It's adorable. It's retro. It's full of polka dots, and she made that happen. So yeah, definitely just a regular kit. I mean, some of us have race fit, like club fit, but yeah, everyone's kitted up and clipped in, which is awesome.
That's awesome. So from your experience, how has the bicycle been a vehicle for women to create friendships and a sense of community in today's society?
I'd say for myself, it isn't just my exercise, it is my social network in so many ways. There's so many things that keep a woman or can keep a woman from riding her bike. I mean, for those of us who have kids, that's huge. Like, there's always something to do with our kids. But even if we're not, we're often caretakers in other ways. So we wanted to make it be as simple as possible. So if you can ride on Saturday, great. If you can only ride during the weekday morning, great. There's a pop-up ride. Somebody's always posting, "Hey, how about Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. or 6 a.m. or 5:30? And then you get women that can't ride on Saturday coming on early morning weekday rides. And this fosters this kind of cross-pollination. So there's little groups of people that are forming, and they're establishing friendships that are way past just riding bikes together. We have women that are, well, all of us are going through stuff, right? Like, there's always someone's getting married, or someone is breaking up with someone, or there's a baby born, or our kids, like in my case, are growing up and moving out. And there's this constant shift in our lives that I think cycling, metaphorically, it works so well too, right? Like, there's all these hills that we're trying to climb in our lives, and definitely where we live here, it's full of hills. So I think there's a lot of cross-pollination with that too. So it's communication with each other, and it fosters this really strong bond. I mean, I've witnessed some really great friendships that came out of just sprung on the road, that maybe wouldn't have happened because there's such a wide range of professionals and women that stay home. I mean, I'm self-employed, I write from home. I have a more flexible schedule, and others who don't. And I don't think I would have met most of these people if it hadn't have been for riding.
What advice would you give to women who don't have a local women's cycling club to join, but are interested in riding with other women?
Right. So just, I'd say, as much as Facebook gets a bad rap, I mean, it is our go-to media, our social media go-to. I'd say, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, it just seems like it's the easiest way to make a group. I mean, there are other outlets out there. I can't think of the one right off the top of my head for finding other people interested in the same atmosphere, in the same thing. But maybe even go to your local bike shop, and ask, hey, do you know of any other women that ride? Because maybe they're not organized on social media, but they're definitely texting each other and saying, hey, I want to go out and do a training ride today or this week. And they're pairing up, but they're not maybe necessarily knowing or aware that there are other women in the area that would like to join them, or give them another opportunity to train if they're looking to race, or just get on a bike and learn the basics.
And what advice would you give to women who feel timid or intimidated or are unsure about showing up for a group ride with a women's cycling club for fear of not being able to keep up, or not wanting to be the person that holds the group back?
Yeah, I would say you just keep showing up. We've all been there. I spent 3 years as the caboose on rides and chasing other women. Like, maybe I can get on her wheels next week. It was constant. but I loved riding so much that I just had to let that go. I mean, to be honest, it's just at a certain point you have to say, I like this so much, and I'm not going to this feeling that I have that I'm maybe holding someone up keep me from showing up. And I think that that's also our group, especially, and all the groups I'm part of really, are really good about saying, listen, this is a no drop ride. We're not going to let anything happen to you. We're not going to let you fall off the back so far that you're alone for the whole ride. And we're certainly not going to get to a rest stop and not wait for you. We're going to wait for you. We're going to make sure everyone's there and is drinking their water and knows that what the next turn is. It seems like organically in the Kitty Crew, it is one woman will say, hey, you know, I was kind of in the front last time. This week, I'll kind of stay in the back and I'll be the sweeper. I'll make sure that I stay with, you know, so-and-so who seems to be, you know, a little slower this week, or maybe is just taking it easy. So it just happens on its own. It's really lovely.
Thank you so much, Christine, for joining me and sharing the story about the Kitty Crew and how you women came together to get that club started. And if you'd like to find out more about the Kitty Crew and the Quiet Corner Ladies Cycling, you can follow them by clicking on the link that I'll post below. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and thank you so much, Christine, for joining me.
Thank you.